Hi, folks. Red we met here. I don't know if I'm getting through to anybody this time. Okay. I can't see any of your chat. I see I have one person watching, and it's obviously not working. I can't believe this. Hey, we got somebody in there. Hi, Joe. I can't believe it. 5 tries to get in here. Good afternoon, Sean. It's good to see you. This is a real experiment. Hey, Joe. Paul, Jim, I guess I got all of you now. We'll see if we can. We'll see if we can gather some more people. Let me jump over here and jump out of this. And now we come back. Finally, I was wondering where the missing it. It was YouTube. Either that or me, the way I set it up. I had a new program, so I'm using the new program. I don't know how many people are going to show up. Adam's probably laughing. He's out on a tour somewhere. I'm laughing too. I find that to schedule one, it's on West Coast time. So when I put in my time, it really doesn't go on. And that's what happened. Sorry, folks. Anyway, we got a few people here, and perhaps we'll have more. So, what is the subject you want to talk about? Anybody want to talk or ask any questions or talk about anything? By the way, the folks that ordered books, the autograph books, they were shipped out. Will I ever shoot anybody? Maybe, I don't know. It's 20 Joe, it's 2250 in the UK. That's 10. That's 12 o'clock at night. 2000, no, 10:30, 10:50, 11 o'clock in the UK. Where I'm at, it's exactly 4:48. Good evening, John Johnson. JW, did you ever shoot anyone? Yes, I did. Several people. 10 to 11. Okay, I understand now. How many people are from Chicago? What was El Taco's disposal company name? I really don't know. Paul, hi, Red. Have you had any friends apart from Tony that were murdered? Yeah, I have. Good evening, Red. Thank you, Jason. No, I really can't. It's not good to talk about it. Chicago Heights. Hi, Sean. Sean Pender. It's nice to talk to you guys like this. Instead of just putting up a bedtime story, I'll take it. Let's take a poll. Out of all the people who are in here, would you rather have a live with me or would you rather have a bedtime story where I tell you a story pre-recorded and put it up? Post 1 if you like the live. Post 2 if you like a bedtime story. Live, both. Okay. I got 2 lives and I got 1 both. Thank you, Quinn. Oh, everybody likes the live. Okay. You got the live. Okay. I'll try and perfect the live for you so that we can go live. Paul, thank you. All you people, Jordan. I'd like to learn how to delay it, but there's a time zone because YouTube is on the West Coast. They use the West Coast time. Polo, hey Red, how you doing, man? I'm doing good. We're having a nice cool day here today. It rained and no more 100-degree weather today. It's about 74 out, but muggy. That's okay. I can live with the muggy. Hello, Red. Fix the issues. I see. I finally did, Mike. Mike Alexander. I didn't fix the issues. I said the heck with it, deleted everything else, and just started out and said go live. A lot of people have asked me, JW, I got your vote live. I'm going. That's it, guy. A lot of people have, I don't know, they said things on videos. Not a lot of people, a few select people, and they've been very negative. And so I don't have a moderator here to help me like Adam does. Adam has his wife, Allie. She moderates it. You're a fascinating individual, man. A lot of people have told me that, Joe. A lot of people, Joe Clarice, a lot of people have told me I'm fascinating. I get more fascinating as I get older. When I was younger, I was really fascinating. Would be Chicago considered to be open territory? I guess it would be. Yeah. I guess it would be. There's no way they could go to war with a New York family or somebody from somebody else. Actually, after the RICO statute, everything is kind of dead. Nobody wants to, get into anything. I posted something about the mayor of the fine city of Chicago on my Facebook page, and not many people really, not many people really like the current mayor. What's my favorite restaurant in Chicago Heights area, Sean? I don't have one in the Chicago Heights area. I didn't spend that much time out there, and I really don't have a favorite one. I'm sorry. RICO and smartphones killed them off. Yeah, well, you're right. It did. Yes, the New York families are on their knees. It's all over the country. It's either gone, the wealthy people The bosses that are alive yet have invested in legitimate companies where they own the stock and they provide a service, and maybe they launder a little money through there or not, but I don't know of any. And I've talked to some different people. I don't know anyone that is collecting from a bookmaker or somebody like that. I myself could probably go to Chicago and make book or do something, but I'm not into illegal activities. Fortunately enough, we don't have Mr. Padula here. Mr. Padula has a habit of saying things that are really crazy. I wind up deleting his comments. Who owned the Peeping Tom bookstore in Chicago? I did, Jim. It started out as the Peeping Tom. I didn't name it that. Kurt Hansen did. Later on, I turned it to Chicago's Old Town Video. Have we seen the end of the mafia as we knew it? Yes, it's over. You won't see any more. You'll see more politicians on trial than you will organized crime or mafia. Few Russians. A lot of street gangs. Hey, Red, how much money do you think the boss has been? So many have asked me that. So many people have asked me that. How would I know? I wasn't their bookkeeper. I don't know how much money they made. I know a lot of people kicked up money to them. 20 room in the one. Thank you. Thank you, Joe Cleese. I appreciate it. I appreciate an update because I can't see that stuff. Did I ever do business with Capital News? Yes, I did business with Paul and Lawrence. They were really good people to deal with. I didn't have any problems with them. As a matter of fact, I didn't have any problems with many people. They respected me. Why is the mafia doing better in Canada? Well, the laws are a little different. They don't have the RICO statute in Canada. JW, that's a good answer for you. It's much easier, and they do a lot of international banking and stuff like that in Canada. Canada is totally different. It's another country. We got a grand total of 21 people in here. Augie Perez. Hi, Augie. How you doing? Yes, I knew Leo quite well. There's a long story about Leo. And when Adam and I do of the broadcast Wednesday, it's going to tell a lot about Leo Weintraub. I'm going to explain it to him. Leo was a pioneer in Chicago. He had some places on State Street, and then he had a distributorship on Milwaukee Avenue. It was an old bank. Thank you, Guy. I appreciate that. Good men then. 27 now. Okay. Hi from New Zealand. Okay. Are you the guy from New Zealand that wanted my book? It's interesting. Countries don't copy the. I'd say it's very interesting. I don't know why it is, but I don't know. Bobby Kennedy was really tough on it, and he pushed it through, and it kind of killed the outfit and made the politicians have more control. Mr. Mendez or El Mendez, it's my opinion, and only my opinion, that Frank Schweiss murdered. Well, I know Frank Schweiss murdered him. There were several people that told me. Johnny Roselli. But it's my opinion that the reason was he was going before the House Select Committees or the Senate Committee on the death of JFK. Why did I know Tony? Yeah, I knew Anthony DeFalco. He had A&A Distributors on Armitage. Tony was a good friend of mine. We all got along together. I wondered what happened to Tony. He disappeared. What's my take on frog gangs? What's my take on it? I don't know. There's always going to be somebody who's trying to get easy money. Polio, it's just the way it is. Greetings from the Quad Cities. Well, greetings back to you. I would like to know if you are living without fear of retaliation. No, I've never worried about retaliation. Well, that's not true. When I first locked up Schweiss, they put $1 million contract on my head, or Schweiss did. And I was kind of cautious then. I kind of disappeared. I moved down to Sarasota, Florida, changed everything. The FBI, I went through the undercover division to the FBI, and they changed everything. By the way, any of you that haven't bought my book or purchased my book, it's available at redwemet.com. And that's an autographed edition to you. And for the same price, you can get a non-autographed edition at Amazon.com. Did the outfit ever have ties with the American Indian casinos? Yeah, they did. They did. They stuck their gamblers in there and stuff like that. Did I ever meet Reuben Sturman? Yeah, I met Reuben from Cleveland, and David, his son. They were something else. I knew all about them. Had conversations with them. They weren't friendly. JW, California made a misdemeanor shoplifting under $1. The people are stealing like crazy in the stores. I don't doubt it. California is not what it used to be. California back in the 70s and 80s, it was a great place to be, but not now. I'll bring more chats on YouTube. I'll try. I tried very hard on this one. It took me like 4 tries just to get on the air. I tried to schedule it so you folks would know in advance. We got 34 people in the chat. That's great. Do we have any questions? Did I know Jehoda? I never knew Jehoda. I met Jehoda up at the U.S. Attorney's Office. Tom Moriarty told me he had a death wish because he was there on trial, and he used to go walking through the neighborhoods, Grand and Ogden, every place else. Jim, you say Carl Rubin was dubbed the Invisible Man of Porn by Al Goodman. Did you know Carl? No, I did not. I knew David, and I knew Rubin. Rubin was kind of a pioneer. Yes, El Mendez. Wayne Bach was kind of Frank Schweiss's go-to man They were a team for murders. As a matter of fact, they both did Johnny Roselli. Cut him up and put him in an oil drum and put him out the ocean, thought he'd sink because they punched holes in it. Never came. It came washed up on shore, Key Biscayne. How many murders was Lurch responsible for? I really don't have any idea. I didn't know Larry Newman. I didn't know Lurch. A lot of those guys that went out to Las Vegas were people that Frank knew and other people knew, and I just didn't know them. How many people do we have now? Did we lose some or did we gain some? I got to figure out a way to give you more notice on these live chats. During the 60s, 70s, and 80s, who was the biggest mafia after New York and Chicago and New England, New Jersey, and Detroit? I have no idea. I was too busy with Chicago. Hello, Outfit Boss. How you doing? You're welcome, El Mendez. I appreciate it. You're welcome. Good question, good answer. Jordan. Oh, we got 38. Thank you, Polo. I appreciate it. Am I saying that right, Polo? Paulo. Or is it Polo? Paulo, I think it is. Yeah, hit that like button, please. Thank you, Sean. If you like it, hit that like button. It encourages me to put up more videos. I'll really practice on this and try and get maybe 2 or 3 live ones a week if you want. Okay, Jim, have I seen Sammy Sicola's house in Barrington? No, the only time I saw Sammy Sicola, he was running porn shops out on Manheim Road. And after that, when Pat Riccardi was murdered over at the Admiral Theater, he became in charge. He was in charge of the Admiral, which, by the way, got the idea of setting up a boutique and videos in their lobby from me. I used to supply Pat. I was listening to Lisa audiobook of Tommy Can. All I can say is, wow, that is a crazy dude. They were all kind of crazy. I think I was kind of wild in those days too. Do I know where the Blues Brothers movie was filmed? I know where parts of it were filmed. And they used to hang out down by me, Aykroyd and Bellucci and the whole crowd. It was very interesting. Was Tony Accardo a shooter in the cell? I don't know. You know, a lot of people speculate on that. Was he? He could have been. He's a likely suspect. But he's dead, so he can't be tried for it. I recommend to you, Jono. Their show is probably someone Outfit history. They seem New York oriented. Well, I stay away from things that are New York oriented because I don't know anything about New York. So I kind of stick with Chicago. I know that it might be interesting. I don't know how many people you realize it, but Wednesday, Redness Day, with Adam, we're going to talk about pornography and its history. And its history in Chicago. One thing am I most proud of doing? I would say every service that I gave to the government agencies that helped put people away, bad people. That's what I'm most proud of. In my personal life, I would say taking care of my family the best way I could. By the way, since I'm mentioning family, I hope you fathers had a wonderful Father's Day yesterday. I was going to podcast yesterday, but I didn't, or vlog yesterday. Go to competition. Did you ever hear about Alan Glick? Yes, I did. I heard a lot about Alan Glick. No, he didn't just disappear. He was one of the smartest men alive. I don't know if Alan Glick was that smart. He got used pretty good, but I would say Rosenthal was probably the smartest man out in Vegas at that time. Thank you, Joe. I really appreciate that. Did any of those guys, was it Be Well, 1956? Be Well, 1956. Red, did any of those guys or the street guys in the gym or would have experience with fighters? I think all of them were boxers at one time. I can't remember which one wasn't, except your thieves, your low level thieves that all they did was steal and kick the money up. Did Tony and Michael know they were going to be, Lisa? Did Tony and Michael know that they were going to be killed? I think they had suspicions. I mean, Michael was carrying a little 25 automatic that they got on him. So they might have had suspicions. I don't know. I think Tony thought he could talk his way out of it, no matter what it was. He had a lot of power at the time. Do you know about Oscar Lopez Rivera? He was involved in more than 100 bombings, including the Chicago. He's crazy. Okay. No, I didn't know about him. Did Tony have any pets? None that we ever spoke of. His pets were women. He liked to pet women. Don't ever bet, right? I caught that, Keith. It's not a good idea. In the old days, it wasn't a good idea to block my parking spot. I had more trouble over that, and a lot of people got hurt over it. Not my people, their people, the ones that did it. Can you make the show after 5 o'clock Eastern time? Yes, I can. I sure can. El Mendez, I can do it after 5 o'clock Eastern time. How many people think that this should go on after? I should do live vlogs after 5 o'clock Eastern time. That would be 4 o'clock Chicago time. Yes, I did see a lot of people shot and killed yesterday. I think every weekend's going to be like that. I think as long as they're defunding the police and some other things, there's going to be a lot of problems. That's my own personal opinion. You don't care unless I'm on time, huh, Jason? I was really jumping around trying to figure out how I could get on, and I had already set one for a time today, and it didn't go off when it was supposed to. So I had to delete it, go back, shut it off. I went live for a few seconds, shut that off, deleted it. It was kind of crazy, but I'm here. If I went back in time, what would I change about the future? turned out. Um, Paulo, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things we all could Monday morning quarterback and look back in time and see what we're going to do. But there's a lot of things I might have changed. I know I would have changed my own life. Looking back, I probably would have just had a dozen kids and found a different way to do things in life, gone into my own business, something else other than pornography. Imagine how much money the outfit would have made in BigCom. Well, there may be some members that are really getting it. Retired outfit members. Yes, Tony liked to pet, bed, and whatever women. I mean, do you think the outfit tried to muscle Hugh Hefner? I know they tried to muscle Hugh Hefner. Marshall Cafano went into his show where he had Playboy After Dark, and they wondered how he got in there. But he tried to take Hugh Hefner on the side and muscle him, and that didn't work. And then somebody else tried later on. So that's why Hugh Hefner, one of the many reasons, they were set up on a cocaine bust in Chicago. But that's when Hugh Hefner moved out to California and said, I'm through with this. Did I know anybody from Oakbrook Terrace that was connected? Not really. If you go back in history, I knew Paul Butler and I knew the Butler family. Michael Butler, when he produced Terror, that was a big joke. His dad was laughing about it. Oakbrook Terrace was a nice place. Very nice. I liked it. I noticed all the signs were in blue, though. Every sign, the police station, everything. You really knew that the Butler family owned it. Do outfit guys go? Yeah. They go on vacation together, and they bring their families, and it's kind of a clique. You know, you can relax and be yourself around these people, I guess. I really like Adam's show, but he does not let people ask the questions they want to. Okay, Lisa. I'll relay that to him. Yeah, my Q&As are different, Lisa. I'm a wild card. I just come out and say, okay, ask it. Whatever it is, we'll get it out there. Did outfit guys go to competition? Did outfit guys have any friends outside the organization that they spent time with that didn't know what they did? I really don't know the answer to that question. I think everybody knew who they were. Right? Can you tell me whatever happened to Joey Hansen? Joey Hansen died. He was out when I was around back in the 70s. In the 80s, they told me if I wanted to see anybody on the West Coast or I needed any help on the West Coast was to call Joey, and he was in Phoenix at the time, actually Scottsdale, Arizona, and it was different. But I heard he moved down to San Diego or something like that. What was my favorite hangout in the 70s? I think my favorite hangout was the Bird's Nest over on Wells and Division. Billy Kent owned it, and everybody came in there. Bob Conrad, Tom Sullick, Frank Schweiss hung out there. Jimmy Koza was there. Joey Lombardo was there. I mean, everybody that I knew was there. They had a buzzer on the door. It was a private club. How many people we got now? Anybody want to tell me? Do you have a few people in the room? I hope I answered everyone's questions adequately. 34. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Augie, right? Do you know Jimmy Marcello who got. No, I never knew Jimmy. And as far as I'm concerned, from what I know of his background, going all the way up, I don't think he's ever going to get out of Supermax. He's going to die there. Just like Joey did and just like Calabrese did. Frank Calabrese Sr. Who waxed Sam G? There you go, guy. You're asking that question. I have my opinion, and other people have their other opinions. And my opinion is based upon Frank Schweiss's mouth to my ear. And that was in 75, I believe. But it's my opinion that Tony did. A lot of people say Butch Blassie did. I have an argument about that, too, because if he was at the party, why would he come back, go through the front door? That basement door was like maybe 8 or 9 steps down to go into the basement. It was by the back of the building. He unlocked that door, and somebody he trusted came in. Was Tony there before? Many times. Many times he was there. So I believe. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. So I can't really say when you ask me a question who really did it, because I don't know. I have my suspicions only because of what I was told. Okay, I'm missing a question. Hey, Red, have you ever had John? No, I don't know him. Oh, yeah, Tom Selleck hung out with the outfit in Chicago. JW. Do I know any former mobsters that have actually... Oh, that have a security detail? No, I really don't. 33. Okay, we lost one. Obviously, it's not that interesting to people. In Johnsburg, Illinois, who I don't know, Doc. Sorry, RV Doc. When did I first meet Frank Schweiss? In 1968. I met him in American Bonding. 35 now. We're jumping up and down like a yo-yo. People are going in and out. That's good, though. I'm happy to be available to all of you. Operation Greylord would have been a great movie. Yes, it would have been. And it probably still could be, because there was a lot of things in there that the general public just doesn't know. And probably a good producer, director, whatever, like Martin Scorsese would really make it something, fabulous. Naturally, it wouldn't be like Casino, but it'd be good. Is it true that Michael Spilaccio appeared in episodes of Magnum PI? Yes, he did. He was in quite a few of them. And he was really good, too. He's a good actor. I was surprised. So did Tony buy you a car like he did Frank? I don't know if he ever, Lisa, I don't know if he ever bought Frank a car. But he did buy me one. He told him on the way out the door, he said, put it on my tab. And Tony didn't pay his tabs. JW, why was Tom Selleck? I don't know why these people did what they did. You're asking me to guess what's in their minds. I don't know. I guess maybe they helped promote his show. I don't know. Sorry, JW. wasn't Hoagie's on North Avenue. I think it was a soul food joint now. It might be. I don't know. It was on North Avenue, though. I don't know what Al Capone owned, RV Doc, and what he didn't own. It's way before my time. Frank Damani, Killer Kane. Joseph, I don't have an answer to your question. I really don't. Why did Chicago go? That was a contract murder. They brought in the guys from Chicago to do it. That would have been cleared at Family Secrets if Schweitzer would have stood trial. What key witness? I'm going to put on glasses, guys. It's getting hard to read. That's better. What key witness made you decide to become an informant? None. I decided that all on myself. I decided that because I was tired of people getting killed, put in trunks. And really, they were people that were, they had their own book. They were making their own book or whatever. They were leaning on mob territory, so they were murdered. Red, Outfit Boss. Red was Chucky Nicoletti, easy to get along with. Yes, he was for me. I didn't have a problem getting along with him. RV Doc. Red, were there lots of mob guys out here on the chain of lakes? Yes, there were. Everybody used to congregate out there. Billy Kent started building more buildings out there and houses and all kinds of stuff. And there used to be a man that I used to talk to, and he lived out in Chain of Lakes. Did I ever get robbed? Yes, one time. One time I got robbed at the store. Hey, Kissy Cat, how you doing? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling chipper. Kent Construction. It was Kent Manelli Construction was the name of the company. RV Doc. Who do I think is more corrupt? The Chicago or current? That's Lisa. There's no doubt in my mind. The politicians are more corrupt than the outfit ever was or any organized crime ever was. What they did, in my opinion, was in 1972, when they enacted the RICO statute, they said, hey, why are we letting these people get away with it? Where we can tax them, we can do this, we can give ourselves raises, we can do whatever we want. And guess what? At the end of the day, all we do is raise their taxes. And that goes through IRS, and they have to pay it. So yes, Lisa, I think it was very much. Do I think that Tony and Michael had any chance of living to an old age? Yeah, if they wouldn't have gone to Chicago, because they tried to murder him in Las Vegas and it didn't work out. Nick Calabrese talked about it. He brought Schweiss with. I heard Sean Pender. He might have. I don't know. Kissy Cat. My father's a retired veterinarian. I don't know if he did or not. A lot of vets really, before you become a veterinarian, you have to become an MD. And then you go on to veterinarian school. So veterinarians are very well capable of taking care of human beings on gunshot wounds, burns, whatever. They're very capable. Thank you, Kissy Cat. about Cleveland mobster Danny Green. No, I only read about him and I admired him. I admired Danny Green. Did I ever go to the Villainese restaurant? Not when it was a restaurant. When I was a kid, my parents used to go there, and I used to sneak over. We lived in Wheeling then, and it wasn't far away. And I used to sneak over there and play on the gondolas. And that Des Plaines River stunk. It was terrible. It had raw sewage in it. It was something else. I always got in trouble from my parents for that. Is it true that the Fox Spray boat dealer was part of the outfit? I don't know. I really don't. Sorry, RV Doc. BSJ, you're welcome. What do I enjoy reading in my spare time? Lately, instructions on YouTube, how to do. I enjoy learning more and more about it so I can become easier, more proficient at bringing a podcast or a broadcast, not a podcast to you, a vlog or whatever. I want to learn more about it. I'd like to become very proficient at it where I was as good as Adam or anybody else. Jim Jagger. What is the backstory to the famous Last Supper picture? Joe Lombardo was with the Big Shots. I was told, Jim, that the backstory to that was Joey was being introduced to each one of the bosses at the time, and he was being told by Accardo, told each one of them that he would be settling, he would be street boss, and he was going to settle everything on the streets. That's why he was in a suit and they were all in casual clothing. That's what I was told. And not by just one person, many people. Matter of fact, Joey told me that himself. RV Doc, is there a history out there of the chain of the outfit? I really don't know. Joe Clark, Red, were there historical figures that you would have liked to met? Not really. Not really. I'll tell you one thing I did go to, folks, and that was on Orleans Street. There was Martin Luther King, and he was getting ready to march. And I really got a kick out of it because he told the people that were there, and some were from Cabrini Green, but he said, if you don't want to get spat upon, if you don't want this to happen, then don't march with me because you're not worthy. Get ready to take that rock in the face or whatever. What actor would I like? It says, what actor would you like to see play me in a movie? Ed Norton. Only Ed Norton. How much Tony? I don't know how much Tony was worth. Sorry, Augie. I wasn't his bookkeeper. I don't think he told his wife what he was worth. I know the IRS took all of it. Did I ever play golf with any of the mob guys like Tony? No, I did not. And when I was out in Vegas, I stayed away from Tony. And he stayed away from me for reasons. We had reasons. Richard Bailey definitely was the man responsible for Helen Brock's death. No, he wasn't. He wasn't. I talked to Richard when he got out of prison up here. And he was guilty of one thing, conning old women. He was guilty of that. BSJ, do I have any Elvis Presley stories? Yes, I do. I met Elvis when I was stationed at NAS Memphis, which was Millington, Tennessee. And I couldn't get an out of bounds pass. So I was walking along and they said, "Oh, there's this place out. It's called Whitehaven." And it was cold. It was wintertime. It was around Christmas. And Elvis came down, and I didn't know who he was. And we were in uniform. I was in the Marine Corps at the time. And he put his arm over my shoulder, and my buddy that was with me. And he had a bottle of Jack Daniels in his hand. And that's just the way it was. It's a good story. Terrence was Tony's favorite bourbon drink. No, he liked scotch. Him and I both had something in common there. We both drank scotch. Yes, Lisa, I do believe that every mob wife knew what her husband did for a living. She knew that going into it. In Nick Calabrese's testimony, who was there the day Despachos met their demise, never mentioned anything about having drinks before. I'm quite sure he didn't. But, there's a good thing, Jimmy. It's interesting. Nick was on the stand, and he testified to over 36 murders. And while he was testifying to these murders, there were a lot of questions. And don't forget, he was cross-examined by 3 or 4 lawyers. Joe Lopez. I mean, everybody was on top of him. So he had a lot on his plate to testify. I'm sure he left a lot of things out because the questions weren't asked by the prosecution. They didn't ask him to expound. Sean Pender. Was Bob, I don't know if he was a connected guy or not. Glad you like the lies. Well, we took a poll before, Tedford, Von Patriot. We took a poll before, and everybody said they liked the lies better than the bedtime stories. Did I know any of the Kansas City outfit? No, I did not. Hey, Brad, great show. Did the German ever elaborate on Johnny Roselli's murder? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He said he had to cut him in half because rigor mortis had set in. They waited till nighttime to put him out in the ocean. It was a long story. I could do a bedtime story on that one. 45 now. Boy, that's a big number. Kissy Cat, your nephew enlisted last week in the Army? God bless him. God bless him. Anybody that gets out and puts their head on the line for the rest of the country for the cheap amount of money they pay him is a good man or woman. Brad, can I imagine in the Family Secret show? H-man? Do you mean Ailman? I don't know, Jimmy. Sean Pender, 47 now. Boy, we're getting up there. I don't know how long we've been on the air because it doesn't show me any of that either. Frank Collada could not control his temper in court, nor they could control his temper on the outside. I was just talking to Adam about that. He punched out more guys. He was in more fistfights than anybody I know. What about the German? You talk about Frankie Schweiss? Oh, I don't let the numbers discourage me. It's just a matter of if I don't have enough questions or 51 people. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Joe. Frank Calabrese is not Collada. Okay, I missed a question, Jimmy. What is it? The gunman. Frank C. could have not controlled his temper. The gunman. German? I don't know about Calabrese. I never met him. He wanted tanks, but he was 1 point perfect. Oh, he when he went in Kissy Cat, he asked for tanks. A lot of guys I know that are going in now, I know a lot of young people. And when they're going in now, they're asking for aviation, they're asking for tanks, they're asking for all different kinds of things. Do they get it? No. When you sign that contract, it goes to the needs of the armed forces. That's what goes first. Did I have to fight a mob guy? No, I never did. I never did. I lost my temper at a couple, but they usually told me to calm down and start laughing. 55 minutes, almost an hour. Thank you so much, JW. Hit the like button, folks, if you like this show. I'll keep doing them. Turk Torello. No, I never had any problems with Turk Torello. There's a lot of tough Marines. There really are. But they're like a brotherhood. You don't usually find a Marine fighting a Marine. Was I on edge after seeing Marshall on the streets? Yeah, for a moment I was, Dave Davis. I was on, that was in Fort Lauderdale after he got out of prison. And I was kind of worried about somebody writing down, but he walked past me and he just tipped his hat, didn't say a word. Did I ever hear of Cadillac Jack? No, I did not. In the 1970 South Side? No, I did not. There were a lot of people that got killed I didn't hear about. Whatever happened to Tony's son? Touchy subject. He overdosed. He was very much into drugs and alcohol. Who killed Tony Borsellino and why? I have no idea. I really don't. I'm sorry, Jimmy. Jimmy Corsenza, I said. Did Chucky Nicoletti participate in the Kennedy assassination, Red? In my opinion, he did. That's only my opinion. There's no facts that actually he was there. There's a fact that we know he was there, but nobody really knows for sure. And if they did, and I had that information, I'd be called before some Senate committee to find out where I got it. Some outfits got their clothes from Maxwell Street. Yes, they did. Did I ever get a suit from there? No, I did not. Usually I got my suits from Saks Fifth Avenue. Did I ever eat at the Pizza Al's Villa Nova Pizza? No. Sorry, Larry. How come outfit guys and the police never whacked Gacy? I have no idea. The outfit never got involved in it. I had one guy, this Padula is his last name, make a liken to that about me knowing different people like Ken Hansen. And he said, or Tony Spilaccio too. He said, so if you knew somebody that like Gacy, would you say they're a friend of yours? No, I wouldn't. And I never did. I mean, those people are perverts and monsters. Kissy Cat, JW, we tried to talk him into college and first the Air Force. Kissy Cat, I don't blame you because I tell all the kids now, Air Force, Air Force, Air Force, go Air Force. It's the best branch of the armed services, in my opinion. Como Inn stories. No Como Inn stories. Probably one of my best places to eat out west was Mio's Norwood House. I used to go there quite a bit. Frank said the reason Chucky Nicoletti was killed on a hit was because hit list that was his to okay. I don't know. Whatever Frank said is probably accurate. Frank very much was like me. Frank Collada was very much like me. If he didn't know the answer, he'd just tell you, I don't know. I respect him for that. Who gave me the nickname Red? I got the Red when I was at Morton High School when I was a kid. Everybody that was there was either Polish, Lithuanian, or Italian, predominantly Italian, and a few Czechoslovakians. And they had either dark hair or they had blonde hair. I was the only redheaded kid in high school. And we were at an auditorium and they were going to give a speech or something like that. And our gym coach was down in the center and he said, we need some hands with these chairs. And he looked up at the crowd and I was the only guy with red hair. I stood like a sore thumb. And he says, you, the one with the red hair, come down here. After that, all the guys nicknamed me Red. Jimmy, what others advice would you give to people these days? Love one another. Try and get along with one another. These are troubled times. I talked about that maybe 6-7 years ago. I knew it was coming. Did I know Joe Switek's brother? I knew Mike Switek quite well. Did I get a donate button? You know, I was thinking about that. And I'm going to tell you something about Tedford. The reason I don't have a donate button is I was told that YouTube takes 30% of whatever's donated to you. And I don't need the money that bad. I don't need the money. So I do this because I want to do it. That's just the way it is. And I certainly don't want to give them 30% of your money if you're donating. But thank you so much for the idea. I appreciate it. Buy a book. Maybe it was Chucky killed to his mom and assassination. Yeah, maybe, Paula. Maybe. Do you ever think the German enjoyed killing? I know he did. He really did. He was a mean man. He was a bad man, a dangerous man. Why do I lock my dog in the basement when I do? I'm not. She's right here. My dog's right here. Duchess, come here. Come on. Come up here. She's on strike. She's not locked in the basement. Yeah, 30%. That's a lot. 1/3. Red, who was in charge of Lake McHenry back when you were hanging around? I think it was the Petit brothers, Joey and Larry Petit. I'm not positive on that, but they did take care of a lot of McHenry County. Kissy Cat, your husband is Irish and last name is King, born in York, Pennsylvania. That's interesting, especially with a last name like King. No, I never hung out to William Tell Inn. Tony scared off Larry or the Lurch? I don't know if Tony was scared of Larry the Lurch. I didn't know Larry the Lurch, and he certainly has a bad reputation. He was definitely a psychopath. I suppose I'm Irish too. Yes, I am, Kissy Cat. I am Irish. I have family in Killarney and County Cork, south of Ireland. When I'm over there, they really treat me nice. I'm a celebrity there. Jimmy, do I think the judges should be let out all time on? I was rotting in jail. Yeah, I do. They earn their way there, Jimmy. They earn their passage. Did I ever have any? No, I never had any interactions with Mario Ranone. I do know he tried to kill Jeeps, or he's involved in a plot to kill him, which brought down a whole mess of people. Did you know John? No, I didn't. He has a roofing company. Never heard of Larry the Lurch Newman. Who was that? Lisa, Larry the Lurch Newman was part of the Hole in the Wall gang. He was out there in Las Vegas with Frank Collada. Operation Gambit would make it. Yeah, maybe. There's a lot of good movies. I mean, Chicago has a lot of history. A lot of history. Do you believe most of what Collada says in his stories? Yes, I do believe in most of it. Matter of fact, I'd say 98%. As far as being made, no. I think maybe that it takes more than one person to make somebody. I think when he told him he was his lieutenant, he just said, okay, you want to be made, you're made. And that was it. But Frank had his own way of saying it. May he rest in peace. I think he did the best he could. He definitely was a good thief. But he also was a bad thief because he did a lot of time in prison. Jimmy Costanza, how corrupt were the Cook County sheriffs? Extremely corrupt. 90% of them that I knew had a badge, and then they had a job as a bailiff in a courtroom, and some of them didn't show up. Did I know Mike Corbett? No, I've been trying to figure out Mike Corbett's death for years, and I think everybody's gone that was involved, so there isn't any other way. Great story. Do I have any stories about Jimmy Iandino? Yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, he was a collector, and two FBI agents put a wire on the collector or on the victim, and he went up to him and said he didn't have any money, and Jimmy just beat him senseless while he was wearing a wire. And later on, I asked the FBI agents, I said, why didn't you jump out and stop it? They said, we wanted to have everything on tape so we could go before the judge and get a warrant for his arrest. And I listened to everything on the wire, and I didn't like it. RV Doc, Larry killed a beer owner in a barmaid in Lake Moore, Illinois. Yes, I'm very much aware of that. I believe he killed 3 people, but he was only there to kill one person. He just went off the thing. Ted, yes, Ted Von Patriot. You bought my book on Amazon. Wow, 30%. What's the gauge? I don't know what you're talking about there, guy. Could you expound upon it, Ted? We'll be writing a 3rd book soon. I still have to get the 2nd book out on the market. With this pandemic, it's creating a lot of problems. Have I heard of Chicago Pie Plate cop baggies? No, I have not. Were the 2 masked gunmen that killed? Who were the 2 masked gunmen that killed Dick King? Well, one of them was Frank Schweiss, but he didn't actually pull the trigger. Joey Lombardo did. And the other masked man was Harry Ailman. He was on the roof. I was driving down Grand Avenue going east and saw Schweiss outside and saw Ailman on the roof. They were talking on walkie-talkies. Obviously, we're talking to Joey inside. There were other people, but it just was what it was. Keith, would you share your story? Oh, about confiscating the bailiff's badge? Okay, for all you want to hear it. A guy that used to work for me by the name of Don, he borrowed some money from me because he wanted to put up, advertising about his computer company. He had a computer school. And he went to this guy and gave him the money up front. And the guy promised he was going to put on the bus stops, they had advertising. And he said he was going to put them on the benches. And he never did. And I asked him what happened to it. And I said, just get the guy in your office. And so he did. He brought him into the office. And his office was on LaSalle Street, but it was right behind Frank Schweiss's house. And so I creeped down the alley, snuck in the back way because it was prearranged. And I just walked in and sat down. And I didn't say anything. I just sat down on a couch that was on the side. And this guy kept looking at me. Big, fat guy. I mean, this guy was rolls and rolls of fat. And what happened was the guy, he kept asking Don who he is. And Don kept saying, you don't want to know who he is. I mean, you just don't want to know. And Don was laughing. And the guy got more intrigued. It just was, yes, I do book signings, Jimmy. At any rate, what happened was I frisked him, and he had a badge on. And I took the badge, but he wasn't carrying a gun. And so he said, you're holding me. I've been kidnapped and all kinds of things. And I said, there's the phone, call the police. And he called the police, and I just started laughing so loud I left the building. I went out the back way. And what happened was I held the guy's badge. I went to the alderman that sponsored him and to become a deputy sheriff. And he said, oh, yeah, he couldn't go to work because he didn't have his badge. And so I told the alderman, I said, get rid of him. And he did. Let me see if I can catch on my questions. Is Johnny Russo a real wise guy? I don't think so. Not at all. I mean, I don't believe much in Johnny Russo. When are you going to Vegas to do a live show with Adam? I don't know, Tony Zero. From what things go, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I definitely want to go out to Las Vegas for a lot of reasons. You're off to work. Okay, Terrence. Terrence, didn't I just send you a book? Before you leave, Terrence, did I just send you a book? Autograph book? I think you ordered it at redwemet.com. All you have to do is go to Google and type in redwemet.com or whatever server you use, and it'll bring up my book. And you can order a copy that way. It's the same price there as it is on Amazon. But if you tell me, I'll make a note out, to whatever you want, to so-and-so. That's what I did with Terrence. I said, to Terry. I did not put Terrence in there. Sorry, guy. Yes, I did not put Terrence in there. I said, to Terry. I didn't put Terrence. I'm sorry, guy. I thought that not many people call you Terrence, but that's what I did. It's on its way. It just got shipped today. Did I know, Joe? Thank you for your purchase. I hope you enjoy it, guy. Did I know Joe? No, I didn't know Joe. Whatever his last name, I did not know him. Did I go to Chicago's old time Playboy? Did I go to Chicago's old Playboy club? No, I never did. It was gone by the time I was living downtown, and Hugh Hefner had gone out to California. How was Solozzi Chevrolet dealership in Chicago connected to the outfit? Well, rumor has it that his wife, Solozzi's wife, was related to Tony Accardo. And that's how they were connected. But I have to tell you, Nick Solozzi was a fine man, was a very fine man. I had a problem with the dealership and the salesman. I saw him, I talked to him, and he said, give him his money back. It wasn't to me, it was to an employee of mine. He said, give him his money back, or, take the 28% interest off of what you charged them. And they were really nice. Was Giovanni some mob restaurant? I really don't know, Sparrow. I really don't know. I met Al Pimani. Yeah, Al Pimani really had me going there because it was originally Al Pimani Pontiac, and then he went to all different brands of cars. I mean, it didn't matter. It was Al Pimani Ford. I bought a Lincoln from Al Pimani. As a matter of fact, it's on Facebook. It's my It's on the page there. It's a black Lincoln that I bought, and I drove to Florida. Whatever happened to the Marlboro Diamond? The Marlboro Diamond, the last time I saw it was in a collector. He lives in Palm Beach. He was quite old then. I haven't checked on him, but it is still there. Can I name the name? The singing Ford dealer. Rock Your Baby? No, I can't, Sean Pender. Maybe it was after my time. I don't know. Was it after 1988, 1989? I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't answer all of your questions accurately. Some are going to be I don't knows. But keep on asking. Oh, Burt Wyman Ford. Yeah, Burt Wyman. Yeah, that was something else. He was another character. Like C. James Pontiac and his son. That was the son of Zally from Z. Frank. No, I never really hung out in Melrose Park. Burt Wyman Ford, I remember that. Early 60s. Harry Schindler. Okay. No, I didn't pay attention or listen to it. The biggest thing that ever stood about my mind in cars was Foreman Motors. The Foreman Motor Massacre, when a very unhappy, mistreated customer came in with a shotgun and killed everybody in the place, including a couple Foreman Foreman brothers. And that stood out in my mind all my life. Harry Schindler was the singing dealer. Okay. Did I go to Jillies or Faces? Yeah, I did. As a matter of fact, you had to be a card member to get into Faces. And a friend of mine, Dick Hoyt, gave me his club card. And I got stopped at the door by a doorman. He confiscated the card. And it was Dick's. So the next time I ran into Dick, I asked him, or he asked me, he said, "You got my card?" And I said, "They took it." And he went over there, grabbed the doorman, and put him right through the wall. I mean, the wall went into the office. It was like in a little alcove. He put him right through the wall. Dick was a big guy. And I think it was Jimmy Bucas that was in there at the time. And he said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "He took my card." They gave me a card. I think they were going for about $500 a piece then. Club cards. What was it like hanging out with Tony? My best memory with him? I guess laughing. Just talking about different things and laughing. One time I had said something to him and he spit his scotch out all over the place. They were just funny times. It was very nice, Augie. I enjoyed him. I really lost a good friend. I really did. Chester's Tavern. That rings a bell, but I don't remember. Did I ever see a Sinatra concert? No, I did not. Was the Rizzer car dealership mobbed up? Yes, it was. Joe Rizza? Evel Knievel lived behind Cheaters for a while in an RV. Yes, he certainly did. He was out in Willow Springs. As a matter of fact, Frank Schweiss got mad at him. Somebody jumped in. I think it was Wayne Bach jumped in and saved Evel's life. He was drunk. Evel had a bad drinking problem. I met Evel in 1964. Did I ever go to the Millionaires Club? No, I did not. Johnny Russo doesn't even believe in his own lies. Well, I would imagine not. If you're lying, why would you believe your own lies? Unless you're really, messed up in the head. When Tony and Michael went missing, Were you concerned that they were killed? Yes. As a matter of fact, I wasn't concerned. I knew they were killed. I knew they were gone. When it went on TV that evening that they were missing, I just went up to my room and started drinking. Went upstairs to the bedroom, and I told them I didn't want to be bothered. I got drunk for 2 weeks and stayed up there. Didn't eat, just drank. Naturally, there was a bathroom and shower up there, so I could take care of that. Bonnie Book Ford, he was my neighbor. Okay, Rick. Any Laura stories about boxers? No, I don't. Is Rosemont canceled or connected? Rosemont was connected, but everything that was with Ticketron was connected too. So, anytime there's entertainment or big money, you're going to find connected people. Somebody's going to put their fingers in the trough. Well, folks, I don't know how long this is, but I think it's an hour and a half. And it's about time I ended. I don't know how many people are in the room, and I don't know how much time this has been going for. But it's been a pleasure talking to you. And I'll try to do it again sometime. I really will. You're on the pay no mind list. Okay. 59 people. Well, 59 out of thousands of people. I must have done this the wrong way in the wrong time, but I'll try harder. Never heard that story about Tony and you? Well, there's probably a lot of them you haven't heard about Tony and me. You're welcome, Jim. You're welcome very much. It was fun. I enjoy talking to you people. Thank you. God bless you. And have a great evening. Get some good dinner. It's past 6 by you guys in Chicago right now. God bless you, Lisa. 50 live. That's great. 40 minutes. No, it's more than 40 minutes. It's got to be an hour or 40 minutes. God bless you guys. Have a great evening. Don't forget to spread a little love around. Be nice to each other. We all got to make it through this thing together. Good night now.